I'm speaking with Trevor Matcham, administrator of Whitehall, Boca Raton. Trevor, what is Whitehall, Boca Raton?
Whitehall is a long-term care facility that specializes in short-term rehab. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We've been in the community since the early 80s and take a lot of pride in the services we provide to the community. We have a stellar therapy program. We have about 40 therapists on staff. We take care of people that might have a knee surgery done or hip surgery, and they come here for a week or two and get the rehab they need and then get back home and back to living life. I heard a quote once, "The sun setting is no less beautiful than the sun rising." Here in Boca Raton, we have a lot of seniors that are very active. If you wear out your knee, you can get it replaced. We can rehab it and get you back out. If you're jet skiing, playing tennis, going for a ride down the road in the convertible, whatever it is that you like to do, maybe back out on the golf course, we can help you achieve that.
For more information about Whitehall, Boca Raton's physical rehabilitation programs, call today 561-392-3000 or visit whitehallboca.com.
Without any further ado, welcome
Thank you.
to the show, you and your doctor. And if you can introduce yourself and tell us about Whitehall.
Sure. My name is Trevor Matcham. I'm the administrator at Whitehall, Boca Raton. It's a skilled nursing and rehab center in southern Palm Beach County.
Okay,
And
great.
with me today, I have Norma. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Norma.
Yes, hello. My name is Norma Guerrero, and I'm an occupational therapist at Whitehall Boca as well.
Oh, okay, great. What's the address so that they know?
The address is 7300 Del Prado Circle South, Boca
Okay.
Raton, Florida, 33433.
Okay, and telephone number, but go slow. Because
Okay.
they're going to be writing it down.
Our phone number is 561
Uh-huh.
392 3000.
Okay, great. Super. So welcome both of you to the show, you and your doctors. It's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Whitehall. What makes you different?
Well, that's a good question. Whitehall is a special facility in Boca. We provide skilled nursing and rehab care to residents in Palm Beach County and northern Broward County. We focus on rehabilitation with occupational, speech, and physical therapy. And Norma's an occupational therapist.
Yeah, we're going to find out all about her in a few moments.
Yeah, she's going to talk a little bit about the different therapy disciplines and some of the specialties that we provide at Whitehall.
Okay, great. So what made you decide, have you been in this line of business for a long time, or?
Actually, I've been working as a nursing home administrator since 1992. So
Wow.
pushing 25 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
And I actually started working in a nursing home in the 8th grade back in 1983.
Oh my
I was washing supper dishes and worked my way through high school and college in a nursing home and just loved it and decided to be an administrator. So it's a passion for
Oh
me.
my goodness, it sure is. Wow, that has really, you knew it at a very young age as well.
Yeah. I've worked in almost every role in a facility except for a therapist.
Well, we need some therapists and we absolutely need administrators. So that's very, very interesting. It's amazing where we find our passions and the age that we find it at, too. That's why I thought it was very interesting to ask you some of those questions. So how long have you been with Whitehall?
I'm relatively new with Whitehall. I've been there about 6 months, going on 6 months.
Great.
I think it's a wonderful facility, and I'm really enjoying getting to know the people in the community.
Excellent. So how many beds do you have?
We have 154
Wow.
skilled and intermediate beds.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
It's a
Excellent.
large facility.
It is.
About 82,000 square feet.
Wow. That is really interesting. So, and you have, it sounds like you have these different therapies to help the patients get back on their feet and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'd
okay.
be happy to tell you about that. We have 3 different disciplines of therapy that is available to the patients, and most patients get all of those therapies. There's physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. And if it's necessary, they'll receive speech therapy. And I myself have been a therapist there for a little bit over 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
And I've been doing this for 22 years, so half of my my career professionally has been at Whitehall. So it's been part of my home. It's been part of my life.
Yeah.
And I find it to be a really, really great place to work. And I've learned so much about people, about medicine, about therapy, even more than I did as when I went into it. So when patients go to the hospital and they find themselves in a situation where they need to get extended rehabilitation in order to get back home, we're able to provide those services to them and help them get stronger and get back home and get back on their feet.
Wow.
So it's been a pleasure and a joy to be able to do that and help people with that.
That's amazing. So when did you find your passion for what you do?
Well, it was I fell and hurt my knee. I injured it when I was 15, actually playing soccer in high school here and locally in Coral Springs.
Oh, okay.
And I ended up through the gamut of therapy myself. And as I finished high school and ended up in college, I ended up just learning a little bit more and more about it, and that's what led me into the field of occupational therapy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I just love hearing, you know,
Yeah.
what has ignited that passion, what happens, you know, as we're growing up.
Yeah,
that-
for me, it happened very early on, and it really made my life a lot easier as a young, 20-year-old, 21-year-old at the time. And so I was able to just stay very focused. But after I started getting involved in working in different facilities, I found that actually here at Whitehall, I'm actually able to treat every single type of patient. And that's actually what the beauty that Whitehall has to offer, is
Really?
that we have the experience that no matter what the diagnosis is, whether it is orthopedic, whether it's a hip replacement, knee replacement, shoulder replacement, whether it's neurological, brain injury, spinal cord injury, whether it's a medical surgical need where someone had a cardiac problem, a pulmonary problem, that we're able to treat every single one of those diagnoses and provide whatever needs that those patients have.
That is remarkable.
Yes.
That is really, because I don't think that there's many out there that really target that many different situations or individuals that are dealing with those various injuries. Wow.
Well, there's a couple other areas that are unique to Whitehall that we have to offer, and that's a couple different things. And one of them is our neurooptometry program. Is that oftentimes people have neurological conditions where their vision is impacting their balance. And then when their balance is impacted, that's what increases falls.
Right.
So whether it was a previous problem they had or it's a new problem coming from like a stroke or a brain injury, we have a specialty doctor in our community called Dr. Lampert who comes in and assesses not just the visual acuity that you normally get from your eye doctor, but also the functional muscular motor component. And then he offers and suggests some exercises, just like we exercise our muscles for when you break your hip. You can also exercise your eye muscles in order to improve your balance and to prevent further injury. And so we do find that patients can read better, they can find their equilibrium better as a result of that. So that's one specialty that we offer at Whitehall.
That's really interesting because I had heard of that probably 30 years ago, where it was the real nuance, where all of a sudden they were exercising your eyes to help the vision. And a lot of individuals ended up coming off of glasses because of it.
Right,
But
right.
that's very interesting how you have incorporated that within your rehab center.
Well, the geriatric population, especially here in Boca Raton, they live long, healthy lives. They're very active, and they want to stay strong, and they want to get back to those lives. And so if we can reduce that fall prevention risk, and they can, resume going back into their lives with their families or their social lives, they really really embrace anything that's going to help them to reduce their risk of fall.
That's very impressive. That's very impressive. So you have 3 different types of therapies that are going on. The physical therapy, and that's to get the individual strong again and build up the muscle, and then you have the occupational therapy, which helps them do the daily chores. Am I correct? And when you're going back home, being able to, maneuver around. Well, you explain it.
Sure. You describe it as activities of daily living.
Yes.
And so you break those down into 3 components of your life, no matter what age you are. It's, work, rest, and play.
Okay.
And so in this population, when we're dealing with injury or illness, their work becomes their ability to get out of bed, their ability to walk, their ability to dress themselves, be able to get in and out of the bathroom. So
or just buttoning their clothes too,
right? Or feeding themselves.
So
we work on those things, but sometimes to get to that point, you need to focus on the physical therapy, which we get involved in as well, strengthening the upper body, strengthening the hands. And then as that strength comes, now you can focus on returning that independence. And if need be, we have to offer adaptations, whether it's adaptive equipment or whatever type of medical equipment they may need to maintain that independence or increase the least amount of assist that's necessary.
Excellent.
So we're able to help people just regain their independence with their activities of daily living.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So usually what kind of individuals do you see that come into you, Trevor?
Well, someone that might have had an injury or maybe an illness. Maybe they've unfortunately had a stroke, or maybe they fell at home and broke a hip. They're in the hospital and they're there, and the doctor says, well, you're going to need some rehab. Well, the case manager at the hospital will come to them and talk to them and tell them they're going to need to go to a facility for rehab, short-term rehab. They would come to Whitehall, go through the admissions process, get in there, meet their therapist. We have a lot of people that come back to us. They've made relationships, made friends with their therapists, with their nurses. And,
Wow.
when they might have elected to have a knee replaced or some work done, and they'll come to us for a week or 2 and get some therapy, and then back out on the tennis court or maybe golf course.
Yeah, golf, it's dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's only because I've only
Throws out your shoulder.
I'm still trying it. I mean, I've only been playing for like 3 years, 2.5 years or whatever. I've never had so many injuries just with that, stick and trying to hit it. But yeah, but it's fun. It's a great social outlet and everything to be able to get out and. Well, thank you for sharing with that, that information. What else? Whitehall sounds as if it's been very well established in the community. How else do you go out into the community and help the individuals?
Well, I can answer that.
Okay.
As part of the rehabilitation program, we have a program that's called our transitional rehab program. And so usually lengths of stay can vary from 2, 4, 6, 8, or even longer, depending on the depth of their injury or illness. So as patients approach their last week or 2, we can forecast that a little bit as we do that discharge planning. We recommend that the patient participate in our transitions rehab program. And this program offers a unique set of education and actual activities. And some of them are the community reentry, as you asked, what do we do in the community? And so on a weekly basis, we actually have a bus, a vehicle, where they have to climb up a few steps. And they're stronger at the latter part of their stay. And they get on the bus and they either go to like a local Dunkin' Donuts or a local Starbucks or some sort of local restaurant or coffee shop where they can actually practice walking now on pavement, going up a ramp, opening up a door to a restaurant, sitting in chairs that aren't a wheelchair or something, just basically starting to get them to feel what it's like to resume activity outside of the hospital. And so they usually have a lot of fun, and when they come back, they actually come back empowered and more focused in that last week or 2 of their therapy. And you see that they just get more driven because they start to see the light and the hope. So.
And not only that, it builds their confidence.
It does.
And they're not afraid. Because a lot of times, they'll be sitting there and just trying to get up off of a chair and how to position themselves properly to get that strength, that oomph, that will take them straight up. It can be really nerve-wracking. It can be and embarrassing on some level, too. So...
They also participate on a weekly basis, those in the transition program, in a breakfast group. Like 8:30 in the morning. Well, they'll come down, and the day before they'll have already ordered kind of picked out something they like, and they get to prepare their own hot meal and move around the kitchen. And that's where we focus on
that's
the safety with the
excellent.
walker or with the cane or with or without the device. Make sure that whatever precautions the doctor has prescribed to them, that they're maintaining those precautions so that they can actually now see themselves at home doing this in their own apartment. And as part of that transition program, there's education. We bring in a Life Alert representative to come educate them about the little button that they can press in case they need assistance. We educate them about durable medical equipment, what types of equipment they can order in their home for the shower, for the kitchen, for reachers, walkers, shower chairs, ramps. And we also offer them information about home health services. Because oftentimes people go home, their therapy doesn't end, they get therapy at home.
Oh, wonderful.
So we want them to have that contact with the home health agency, kind of like All County.
Yes.
And so that way they learn about that, because this is sometimes a very, very new experience for everybody.
Oh, yes.
And so every little bit of information they tend to absorb, and but we try to give it to them at the layers that they can experience it.
Well, that's really,
and retrieve it.
Yeah, and be able to hold on to it and understand what they're, yes.
And so that transitions
exactly.
program really helps in that process.
That's really interesting.
My name is Trevor Matcham, administrator at Whitehall, Boca Raton. Whitehall is a long-term care facility that specializes in short-term rehab. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We've been in the community since the early 80s. We have a stellar therapy program. We have about 40 therapists on staff. We take care of people that might have knee surgery or hip surgery. For more information, you can give us a call at 561-392-3000 or visit us on the website at whitehallboca.com.
So back to our guests. So Whitehall has been around for quite some time. They've been in the community for a long time. And you spent most of your career there, a good half of it,
Yes.
from what you had said. One of the things that I really am enjoying hearing is how you manage to really build the self-esteem and self-confidence of these individuals that have gone through traumatic situations, and how you bring them back into a level of quality in their life. One of the things I always say is you have quality of life, you have quantity of life. They work together hand in hand. So it's very interesting to hear about the health care that you give to your patients. One of the questions, though, I'd like to ask is insurance, and costs. Now, you were talking about the transitional program that you have. Is that also, well, let me ask you about the Medicare insurance.
Well, we
issues?
do accept Medicare as a payment source, Medicare and array of other insurances, and also Medicaid. We do have a wing that we can take some long-term care Medicaid patients.
Wow, that's very cool. And is that transitional program, is that also covered by Medicare and some of the other?
Oh yes, everything like that is covered under the Medicare benefits. Yes.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
when a patient has had a hospital stay and they get transitioned into go to a skilled nursing facility for rehab, as long as they continue to demonstrate progress with their rehab, they can continue to stay. Medicare offers an extended amount of days for that. Gotcha. And once they kind of approach like a plateau or no longer have skilled nursing needs, that's when we start to transition them home. But what we also offer is outpatient therapy services.
Oh, do you?
So
Okay.
after the patient goes home and maybe does a month's care of home health, because they've kind of gotten familiar with the therapist, they oftentimes want to come back to us and receive their outpatient therapy services. But even if they haven't been with us before, anyone who gets a prescription for their doctor for back pain, knee pain, gait imbalance, whatever it is, they can just come directly into us for outpatient therapy services because we have the equipment that's available as a clinic as well.
Wow.
So along with the skilled nursing. And we also offer a specialty that's not, I wanted to add that as far as when you asked me before what is unique, is there's lymphedema therapy. And lymphedema therapy is when there's abnormal swelling in the lymphatic drainage system in your body. You oftentimes may see someone who had cancer and they get the lymph nodes are removed out of their body, whether it be in their legs or in their upper arms, and they have this abnormal swelling in their body. Or it can also occur non-related to cancer, but it requires a very, very delicate, special type of treatment by a physical or an occupational therapist that has been either had some advanced training or advanced certification. And we offer that service there. We have some therapists that have been many years of performing lymphatic therapy, and anyone who has lymphedema knows that it requires patience. It requires a special type of manual type of massage that is not like your typical type of massage. It can't be aggressive. It has to be very gentle, and you have to understand the lymph system. And it also requires a special type of wrapping.
Wow.
And that, in conjunction with monitoring it with your doctor, because you're now pushing fluid, it can be very critical to people's respiratory and cardiac status. So to have therapists that know how to do that, and then have the staff that the nursing home provides of advanced nurse practitioners and with doctors that are available on staff to help monitor patients' response to that fluid overload as we try to push it out of the body. The patients are happy when they receive that type of attention to the care.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Lymphedema therapy is also something we offer.
That's
at
very,
Whitehall.
that is really unusual. I have not heard of that before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of the massage therapists that do the lymphatic massages, but I've not heard of a rehab center that really, dedicates and has therapists for individuals that are dealing with, excess fluids within the lymphatic system.
Well, because we receive so many patients with so many different diagnoses, that patient that has the lymphedema problem may come in because they ended up with some sort of cardiac problem or some sort of hip or knee problem. So the lymphedema could be their secondary problem. So now at least we're suited to be able to handle both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful. Usually, what are the ages that you see your patients coming in at? Does it vary?
Well, they range. Someone in their 50s, we see, but a lot of times in their 70s, 80s. But we see quite a few in their 50s or 60s that elected to have their knee done, or maybe their ankle or something, and they need some therapy for a few weeks to get up to speed again and able to get back to their life. So it ranges in the 50s on up. We have some people over 100 that
No way,
live there.
really?
Yeah.
And they're amazing.
Centurions. Yeah.
Oh my
We call 'em
goodness.
whippersnappers.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have a
they've-
special name for them,
They've
huh?
been around the block, and let me tell you, I am so impressed at how many 80, 90 plus year old people who they still have a passion for life, the desire to be stronger, the desire to live, and it's not only solely sometimes because they have the family component, and some people just internally have a drive. And when we see that, we'll encourage anybody regardless of what state or condition they're in. But when we see that, they motivate us.
Yeah,
And
it's
when you
incredible.
when you live in a community like South Florida,
Yes.
you meet a lot of people like that, and it's inspiring, and it just makes you kind of smile.
You kind of smile.
It makes you
yeah.
smile. It makes you smile when people have a passion for life, even when you see them when they're in their elder age, and they're motivating.
That is amazing. I'm laughing because it's like, oh, absolutely. I can see myself. I was laughing before because I like to wear heels, and I was laughing to somebody. I said, oh yeah, I can see myself at 100 years old. I'll still have the tall heels, the pointy shoes, and dressing in the little skirts and everything, and just having the time of my life. Well, it has been absolutely wonderful having you both here. Please tell us again what your address is, how to get a hold of you, your website, telephone number.
Well, thank you. You sure will. Our address is 7300 Del Prado Circle South, Boca Raton, Florida, 33433. And our phone number is 561-392-3000. And our website is whitehallboca.com.
Excellent. The other thing that I'd like to say is how it has been such enlightening to have you here to understand all the other ways in which we can take care of our elderly, of our seniors. And so I want to really commend you, your staff, everybody for coming and being on the show tonight, and for everything that you do for our seniors. You know, it's so rewarding to know that you're out there and that the seniors are having life again, and that they're happy, and that they're feeling alive and youthful. So I just want to say thank you again for being with us tonight.
You're welcome.
I'm speaking with Trevor Matcham, administrator of Whitehall, Boca Raton. Trevor, what is Whitehall, Boca Raton?
Whitehall is a long-term care facility that specializes in short-term rehab. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We've been in the community since the early 80s and take a lot of pride in the services we provide to the community. We have a stellar therapy program. We have about 40 therapists on staff. We take care of people that might have a knee surgery done or hip surgery, and they come here for a week or two and get the rehab they need and then get back home and back to living life. I heard a quote once, "The sun setting is no less beautiful than the sun rising." Here in Boca Raton, we have a lot of seniors that are very active. If you wear out your knee, you can get it replaced. We can rehab it and get you back out. If you're jet skiing, playing tennis, going for a ride down the road in the convertible, whatever it is that you like to do, maybe back out on the golf course, we can help you achieve that.
For more information about Whitehall Boca Raton's physical rehabilitation programs, call today 561-392-3000 or visit whitehallboca.com.